Alrighty, we're back for season one. Year one really counts as the preseason. So in the last video, we just talked about the introduction to the Retro Bowl aspect in general about the game. In addition, we also talked about the journey of taking to the Detroit Lions to the Super Bowl. Henceforth, in this situation or in this dimension, the Retro Bowl. So in this video, we're just going to go game by game or within the next videos. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying everything. And the next step is to go straight to the game. Now, typically what I do before the game starts is to, depending on where I'm playing and who I'm playing against, I'll adjust uniforms. We're going to play Arizona this week. I already did their uniform up. Now, typically they wear red at home, but they're really red at home. However, it really doesn't matter because of the fact that on the jersey selection screen, you can pick what people want to wear. But just for the fun of it, we'll go Bloods versus Crips, or we'll go dark versus dark. And we'll go ahead and start the game. Now, this time, we're playing on medium difficulty level, so the game will be a little bit more challenging, but our defense is much better. Now, as you can see, they gave me audibles, so you can change the play up to 5 plays per game, and you get timeouts, 3 timeouts per half. Now, it says 2 timeouts right here because we're talking about a 2 minute quarters. We selected 3-minute quarters, so we're going to get 3 timeouts. So now we're going to, don't mind this icon, and we're going to go and get started. So we don't care what that is. So we're going to go ahead and start. So I like to run the ball first. I'm going to get it outside. And we have a new running back, Jay Herbig. And he got 8 yards. His first NFL carries for 8 yards. So the Lions have a running game now. So see, we went to gut. Wasn't the best thing to do, but that's okay. We're going to go third down. Now for me, whenever I have a flat, the top route at the top, or in other words, a straight line route, no matter how many yards I have to go, if I have a flat, that's my favorite play. I always go for that. And if I don't get anything open, I'm going to go ahead and scramble. Get the first down and more. Now, the reason why I stopped like that is because my screen is cracked. So because my screen is cracked and I'm using a screen protector, sometimes it doesn't read my fingers depending on where I am. So you see everybody's lined up on the line of scrimmage for a blitz. So of course it means I'm going to throw the ball. I never run against a blitz. Sometimes I do, but most times I'll throw the ball. So we're going to run the ball again. Let's see what the Lions do. Okay, they got stuffed. So it's second and long, so it's always best to throw on second and long. Oh, why did everybody stop? Now you see how much time I had? Because it's medium, depending on the opponent's defense, they may not blitz in right away. So I get the first down nonetheless. Yes, I do run the ball to shotgun. So I'm stuffed there. So I'm going to try to get the throw. Everybody's open. So I'm going to scramble again and dive. Keep my quarterback healthy. 30 inches. It's short, so I run it. I get it, and I'm going to score for the touchdown. Forward down the field. The Detroit Lions fight song is annoying. I'm not a big fan of pro football teams having fight songs, but I like when they sing it at Ford Field. Down the field again, Lions victory. Go Lions! That's the only part I like about the fight song. So, anywho, 2nd and 6. Want to go deep, but I got to get rid of it fast. I got him. Now it says longest pass in the air, which means that that's the longest the ball is in the air on a throw. But when you look at it in the record books, it'll show 54 yards. But I threw the ball probably 10, 15 yards. So, of course, the more arm strength that you have, the longer the throw will be. My recommendation, no matter what team you decide to play with, is to eventually have a quarterback that has a lot of accuracy, a lot of arm strength. Because when you're down by a few points or you're trying to get a few points ahead, you want to have a quarterback that can throw the ball over the coverage. Whoops. Should have put a little more English on that. 2nd down. Dive in just to make sure. And wow, 14-0. So the offense is looking better. Now the Arizona Cardinals defense is not as strong as Green Bay's defense was. But nonetheless, we're up. Now, I apologize for speeding through. But basically, it's just showing what the defense does or what your special teams do. If you feel like you missed something, just hit the rewind button. Just rewind it back and put it in slow motion. That way you don't miss anything. It's 2020, ladies and gentlemen. I love you. But moving right along. Okay, so I got to find somebody open. I prefer a star player. And I have a star player for, again, a night. It looked like 19 to me. Another blitz, another throw. Now, when the defense is more challenging, you have to make sure that if you throw the ball too low to a receiver, they're not going to catch it. When the app first started, before the some of the initial upgrades, if the ball was like super low, if the ball was anywhere near the receiver, no matter what their catch level was, they would capture the ball. So they made it more realistic. The only downside about that is the defense knows how to read that on hard and dynamic levels. So they're ready to intercept it if you throw it the way you're supposed to throw it. It's easier for them to intercept it. So sometimes the only way you can prevent them from getting an interception is to throw it a little bit low or just throw it out of bounds. The beautiful part about Retro Bowl, it's like a gift and a curse. It's that all the rules are not in place. So there's no intentional grounding, but there's no late hit on a quarterback. And sometimes, like a running back will be on the ground, and then 3 defenders 2 seconds later will dive on top of the player. That's a personal foul. You're not going to get that. But just like Tecmo Bowl, you're not going to get all the calls. We're a little bit tough on the creator because he's on Twitter, and his name is @RetroBowl. He's from London, I think, I know he's from England, and he's a really nice dude. And I'm glad that he understands the NFL, considering that his football is soccer. But a lot of people are on his throat about sack totals and energy regains. So you can't please everybody, but this is a fun game to play. It brings back a lot of memories, and I don't have to worry about hurting my thumbs on my fingers on a hard, stiff, square controller from back in the day with the Nintendo. Now, my recommendation. I have big hands. I'm 6'8". So what I do is I hold the phone between my palms and my index fingers, and I hold the phone with one hand between my pinky and index finger and rest it on my middle finger and ring finger. That way I just use my index finger, because when you use your thumbs a lot on your phone, you end up having a lot of thumb pain over time. So to relax my my hands, is all I do is just use my index fingers to control everything. And it takes a practice for you to get used to the controls. So if you have any questions on how to control anybody or to do a few tricks here and there, please hit the like and subscribe button, and also leave a comment. So really off to a great start. There will go another great run. And we don't have kneel downs. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm padding the stats and being greedy, but since there's no kneel down and you're playing for experience points like a role-playing game to get your players to perform better down the road, the best way for them to get better is by individual statistics. Now, Bill Belichick is a firm believer of, hey, if it's fourth quarter, you're up by 25, you go up by 45, because anything can happen. And plus, people pay the good money to see you score touchdowns and score points, not to run down the clock and play chess in a football game. So we got the W. So you see they show the standings on the right. And this small box shows you your point differential so far. I won by 12, so of course you see the 12. That goes up and down depending on the season. My fan base increased a little bit. And I got some coach credits, or coach kudos, which I can use to build my training facility, rehab facility, stadium upgrade, or to bring in a new offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, or to attract free agents that can help boost the team. So if you want to look at the results around the league, you're more than welcome to do so. So it's up to you. Then it shows you like the playoff picture for both conferences. I usually just look at that every 4 games. And then before you turn your phone off or turn the app off, you want to make sure that you cycle through the press interview and the stats, because the game will not save if you don't do that. Now, I have to pick between choosing my morale and praising the fans. If your morale is low, typically that goes up automatically when your team plays better anyway. The fan base is usually less of an opportunity to raise, so I'm going to choose praise fans. Now it shows the overall condition and the performances. So you have CND for condition, the energy level. Of course, you have yards, touchdowns, tackles, interceptions / sacks, FUM for fumble, rating. So rating is on a scale from 1 to 10 how good or bad somebody performed. So for example, if a quarterback didn't have any sacks or any interceptions, threw a lot of touchdowns, he may get an 8 or 10 rating depending on how many yards he threw and his completion percentage. The XP level is important. So of course, the more that you perform and the higher your training facility is, the higher XP goes up. When you level up, it gives you an opportunity to get stars, to increase your stars or to increase your throwing power or strength. So now when you get back to this screen, the previous game has been saved. So now we're going to go to a tough road matchup with the New York Football Giants. So I'm happy that everybody's enjoying these videos so far. Please click on like or subscribe. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video.